Uh, Dee Dee and I, like I said, we were married at 19. Our plan was, okay, we got a 5-year plan. Let's establish ourselves. I was in school, so I'm going to finish school, get a great job, and then we'll start having some kids. Um, Often our plans change or get derailed. So I came home one day and Dee Dee was on the couch crying. This was kind of like 2 or 3 years in, maybe, to our 5-year plan. And I was like, oh man, why is she crying? What's going on? New husband, not really sure what to do. And she just looks at me, she says, Stevie, I think we're supposed to have kids. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah. 5-year plan, I guess that didn't work out. So anyway, we prayed about it for a little while. And we decided to have kids, and 9 months later, our first son, Theo, is born. Love him so much. He's such a gift. He's 11 now, which is cool. Another 14 months later, Eli is born. He's our second son. He's 9 now. And then we thought, you know what? We want to have a big family. We kind of always wanted to have a big family. Let's keep going. Lord, will you provide us with more kids? That was kind of our prayer. We got pregnant again with our third, and we were super excited. Everything seemed to be going well. We really didn't have any idea of the potential risks that could have been at play. That just wasn't in our mind. And we came up on, what is it, 9 weeks, and we found out that we had we took the pregnancy test. Yeah, baby's there. We went to the ultrasound. First ultrasound, good, baby's there, it's all good. We went to the dating ultrasound. Okay, here's when the baby's going to be born. And then at 17, 18 weeks, something like that, there's supposed to be like a gender reveal type ultrasound, right? And it was somewhere along these moments where we found out that the baby had died in my wife's womb, that we were having a miscarriage. And I mean, that I didn't understand really what that was going to be like. Everybody has a different miscarriage experience. In fact, it's crazy how common it is. But our first miscarriage experience was really traumatizing for us. It was really tough, and we went to the doctor. They gave us some pills, and the pills were supposed to take effect within a few hours, or even half a day or something like that. It wasn't supposed to be quick. The pills, because you still have to birth the baby, especially when the baby's 18, 19 weeks. At that point, I think we were 18, 19, maybe 20 weeks, I forget. And so the baby's good size, definitely a baby. You can tell it's a baby from conception, I think, but you can tell the form of it, right? So Dee Dee takes the pills, and we go to bed, and the next thing I know, she is at her wit's end in the bathroom calling my name because she's just birthed the baby. And I'm freaking out. I'm in my early 20s, I don't know what to do. I come over and I hold the baby in my hand because the baby was just kind of hanging, and hold the baby in my hand, and I look at my wife and she's quickly turning white. Call an ambulance because we didn't know what to do. Call a family member to come and stay with our kids, because I figured if the ambulance comes, maybe we have to go to the hospital. I'm just holding the baby there. The paramedics come, they give us some direction, and then they tell me we need to take her in right now. She's losing a lot of blood. Next thing I know, we have a lot of stairs, so she's on this chair. The paramedics are starting to carry her down the stairs, and I just see her starting to black out. I'm oh man, yeah, she's really losing a lot of blood. This is crazy. What's going on here? I'm kind of calm throughout it, but something was wrong. Something was really wrong, and something was wrong with my wife. And at the same time, we lost this baby, and I'm holding it in my hand, and all these things happening all at once, right? We get to the hospital. They're like, we need to get her to surgery right away. I'm kind of like out of it, so I don't really realize what's going on. So I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll be right there just to say goodbye. And they just start running and wheeling her through the hallway. And she's like calling my name, like, no, I need to talk to my husband before you run me into the. And they're like, no, you come over right now. You need to say goodbye. She's got to go to surgery right away, or we could lose her. And yeah, it just kind of hit me. Okay, this could be it. You know, yeah, this could be the last time I see my wife. The next 2 hours I spent just on my knees praying, crying out to God, asking that He would spare her and save her life and protect her. And a couple hours later, she came back, and I was so grateful. Yeah, the healing process, the mourning process from that point on was brand new. We'd never experienced anything like that before. It was really tough. There were lots of tears. There was lots of just feeling like things were not the way they needed to be, not the way they were supposed to be. Like everything was wrong, and yet at the same time, we had this comfort and this peace as we were walking through this time, because I believe it was God who provided all of these different ways that He would show us that He was there. He was there to walk us through. I mean, the biggest thing was the church. I don't know how many people dropped off meals. I'm sure it was like 2-3 dozen maybe. Yeah, it was crazy. We ended up having a funeral for the baby as well. And like I was working at a church at the time. The staff team was like 20 pastors or something like that. And like a ton of them showed up. It was crazy. We just, and family members showed up. And we just felt, it was just like a little graveside thing. And we didn't even really make it public, but just all these people had heard about it and they all just showed up to support us. There was the food, there was that, there was the babysitting, there was the comfort and support and the prayers. We had small groups that were just alongside us so tightly throughout that whole time, supporting us in so many incredible ways. God showed His love for us through His people, and it was so tangible. That's what it was. So much so that we came out of it thinking, we are not abandoned in this. We have a Heavenly Father who loves us more than we can imagine. He's present, He's very present in these most difficult moments. There's this passage in the Bible that says, we do not have a high priest who's unable to sympathize with our weakness. And it's talking about Jesus and the fact that Jesus suffered. And so Jesus, having suffered in the most extreme ways, knows what it's like when His people suffer. And there's like this sympathy there, or a commonality that's like, I'm not alone in this. Jesus, God in the form of man, also experienced this. And then it says, let us then with confidence draw near to the throne of grace. So because He suffered in the way that He did, we can then draw near to Him, to the throne of grace, where we can receive mercy and find grace to help in our time of need. And that's exactly what we experienced. It was like this drawing near to Him and receiving all that we needed in that time of need. It was a really, really tough time. It took Dee Dee like a month and a half, 2 months to actually just heal physically from what she was going through. And then emotionally, I mean, we've never forgotten that. We named the baby Nathan.